Welcome YouTubers to a video comparison. Today we are going to be settling the dispute of what is superior, Queen Studios or Infinity Studios Wonder Woman bust. So we definitely have a lot to talk about, and I did want to show you with the Prime 1/3 in between them, which I'll remove later on, but wanted to show you, Prime 1's armor, skin tone, and everything in comparison. So we do need to notate the price, accessories, what's included in everything for these two busts, because, that is a determining factor as well. So when Infinity Studios first showed off this Wonder Woman, it was shown off like grayscale with Batman and Superman at like some sort of con in Asia. There wasn't a ton of hype around it just because it wasn't painted. We didn't know it was silicone. Once it was shown off as silicone, the hype around this piece was absolutely some of the biggest I've ever seen. Instant sellout everywhere, because it's an incredible likeness. Life-size Gal Gadot. She was so popular. She still is, one of the most beautiful actresses in the world. And then Queen Studios came out with theirs. And when they showed it off at the Comic-Con in Asia, the likeness was horrible. But Queen Studios listened to fan feedback, they revised it, and came out with this. And so not only do you get this, bust, but you also get this display shield right here, which is really nice. Like this alone is like a $300 prop. Like it's not, you can display it either behind the bust or just as a prop like this. It's a very nice, cool, shield prop. Queen also gives you this awesome COA with a COA holder. And this is pretty big. So very nice. And then Infinity Studios, you get gloves, instructions, and then this COA in like this plastic sleeve, So, between the COAs, obviously Queen wins, and then accessories, Queen wins. All you get really accessory-wise with Infinity is the lasso of truth. It doesn't come with a sword, doesn't come with a shield or anything. Now, I did try putting Queen's shield behind Infinity, and frankly, it's not even worth it. The bust blocks too much of that you can't see anything. So unless you want to display the shield like next to it so you can actually visually see the shield like that, it's not worth it. And I don't have space to do that anyways. Although I do think that would look amazing. And once I remove the 1/3, I'll bring the shield over. So here are the two busts in all their glory. Jupiter's frickin' cock. Look at that. So we're definitely going to want to get some dimensions as well. As you can see, though, Infinity is bigger. Let's get some the tape measure, though. All right. So I got the tape measure. Let's go ahead and measure these bad boys. So Queen Studios is not very wide at all, honestly. It's only about 14 inches wide. And then depth, you do have the arms sticking out. Just the base is about a foot. But then when you come out to the arm, you're looking at about 17 inches deep. In terms of height, it's about 28 inches tall. So it's the size of an average bust. It's not a big bust. It's an average bust. The average bust is about 28 inches tall. You're looking at like any of my old school. The larger busts nowadays are generally 30 inches plus. Now let's look at Infinity. So Infinity's base is about 14 inches. Where, like I said, Queen's is about 13, 12 inches. Now depth, the Infinity Studios has the elbow in the back and then the arm right here. So it's really about 20 inches deep. And then width, you're looking at about 2 feet wide. So definitely a lot wider than this one because of that pose like that. When it comes to height, it's about 29 and a half, almost 30 inches tall. And then for reference, this bad boy is 33 inches, the 1/3. So overall, this is bigger. Now, the advantages of Infinity. You got more torso. Queen's ends right here. So just below that, not even the end of the gold. So Queen's basically ends right here. And then it's a base. So Infinity, you're getting literally almost a handful more of this armor detail, which is great. You know, having more of the lower part of the body, you know, this is a half torso where that's just a bust. You know, one problem with queens as well, look at this. There is nothing back here. There's no back, where this is a full back. I don't have it on Lazy Susan to rotate or anything, but you saw the reviews. But Queens has a little bit of silicone at the upper back, but it's missing all the lower back detail, where this one is full torso. So when it comes to that, you know, Infinity definitely wins. It's a bigger bust. It's, you know, displays more of the armor. And, you know, I want to see that armor. That, you know, when you look at pose, you know, this is a classic pose. She does it as the finishing move against Ares. She does it throughout the movies. The classic arms crossed, which is awesome. It's badass. However, it blocks a lot. You know, like all that detail that's normally right here, you can't see. You know, you can barely even see the armor. Like, and the thing is, I love Queen's armor. It's very vibrant, and they did a really good job on that paint line. Like, I love that gold and everything. It looks really freaking good. Like, I love that armor. However, it's blocked. So the pose is both good and bad. I like it, but I also at times I'm like, you know what? I wish it was different. You know, for a statue, I think it's fine because, yeah, you're blocking that detail, but you still can see all this. Where the bust, you're blocking all the chest detail and there's nothing else. So really, all this feels like is a head with arms and then a base. You don't see anything else. Where Infinity, you have this big base, you're able to visually see better than Queen's because there's not arms, you know, foreshadowing it. And I can see all this amazing chest detail, you know, which is great. You know, nothing's being blocked. This is how it is. You can see her gauntlet detail really good. You can see her upper chest, all the silicone, the different moles she has, and everything. So I think for just general display ability, Infinity Studios wins. You can see the armor detail better. It's more open. The one disadvantage of Infinity is the head is angled down, where Queen's is facing forward. So Queen's looks better, like in a standing angle, that is the angle. Where Infinity, that is the angle. When you're sitting down, you know, you have perfect angle of Infinity. Queen's also looks really good down low, although the arms are starting to block a little, but at least you can start to see that chest detail, which again, I really wish they, you know, made more torso. That is the one big disadvantage. Now, these are based off the Wonder Woman movie and Justice League movie. And looking at, you know, pics of both, I think they're both accurate to the movie. You know, Wonder Woman movie, she had full gold on her tiara. This one was gold with silver. It's more aged. This armor is more like new. It hadn't been used a ton. There's a little bit of like scratches on it, but this armor is definitely more aged. You know, it's been, what, like 80 years. It's gone through multiple battles. You know, it's much more aged than this one. This one's a more, you know, like fresh armor. You know, in addition to like even that armor, it's much more vibrant than that armor. So, you know, they each have their pros. I probably like Queen's color a little bit more because I like that vibrant look. You know, like the gold is very like, it looks like real like gold, where that's almost like, you know, aged bronze gold. When it comes to the gauntlets, I think Infinity Studios is better. I think Infinity Studios has better leather straps on the arms. You know, like I think this is a little bit better than that. Although this actually matches that better. So maybe Queen's is more accurate. Now let's look at the like skin texture, because that's huge on a bust. So Infinity skin texture, I mean, it is there. You know, you can see it right there. You know, it definitely has good skin texture. It's a little bit more oily looking. Little, you know, like I guess she's in battle, so it works. You know, she's going to be sweating. She's not going to be, you know, freaking like she just got out of the shower. And look at like the knuckle detail. You know, then you compare it to Infinity, which Infinity has a different skin tone and a different skin texture for sure. You know, look at like the face skin texture. You know, it's like almost better if we look at it from this angle. Their freaking stuff sticking to it. There's quite a bit different skin tone, honestly. Like this one, I don't know. I need to look at more pics of Gal Gadot. Hold on. Alrighty, so just searching Gal Gadot, I mean, I swear her skin tone looks different based off lighting in every single photo. Like here it looks paler, here it looks darker. It honestly looks different in every photo. Then you look at like Wonder Woman. Frickin' wife had to call. All right. So here's Gal Gadot, Justice League. Look at that armor. Now that definitely looks very aged. Her armor doesn't look super vibrant in here. There's another pit. And her hair, again, is more like wavy right here. It's different versus, like, you look at it. Here's Wonder Woman 2, which, again, it gets that more vibrant, gold look, vibrant. This is pure gold. So this is definitely more reminiscent of Queens, where, it really just varies because they are from two different movies. I really feel like both busts are accurate in their own way. They both look accurate, because Gal in some photos looks like that. In other photos, she looks like that. Her armor looks like that in photos. And Wonder Woman 1 and 2, it looks like that. But in Justice League and Snyder Cut, it's like that. So I think both busts are equal in terms of accuracy to movies and Gal Gadot's skin tone. Even though they do look quite a bit different, they're both very good and both very accurate. If I had to tell you which one I liked more, I think I probably like Infinity Studios' skin tone a little bit more, but I like that armor color a little bit more. So they kind of even out. Now, in terms of likeness, I would peg Infinity Studios at 95% accuracy. And let's actually remove the 1/3 right now. Alrighty, there we go. So, yeah, I would peg Infinity Studios at 95% accuracy. And then Queens is maybe 90. So I think Infinity has better likeness. Now, when it comes to hair, Queens has more hair. Like, it's more full. They put a lot of hair. Like, I would say that probably has 1,000 more hairs inserted. If you know what I mean. Like, look how full this is. Look how little that little line is. This is very full. Where this has a much bigger, line where her hair splits, not nearly as full as that one. However, this color is better. The Infinity is more accurate when it comes to the color. When it comes to style, I mean, both of them have that whole, very fizzy look in the back, not so much in the front. I mean, it's a tough one. I mean, I like the color better on this, but I think I prefer the more fullness of this. That one is longer as well. Like, look how it goes to right there. Hers is only going to right there. So hers is a good 4 inches longer, which I think is more accurate. So I think in general, this hair is just more accurate. It's longer. And Gal does have that part. You look at photos, she definitely has that part. That part's not big enough. So I think just in general, this is more accurate. So at the end of the day, this is a better likeness, more accurate hair, and probably in general, just, more accurate overall to Wonder Woman. So I think if you want the most accurate and best looking possible Gal Gadot Wonder Woman, then Infinity wins in that sense. I think both busts are absolutely gorgeous. And I think for my display, Infinity works better. I still absolutely love Queens. And there's definitely things I really, really love about it. But I think Infinity just edges it out. For the fact you can see the armor better, and it has better likeness and more accurate. So for that reason alone, I declare Infinity Studios as the official winner. But it's not like a huge margin. It's not like this is way better. Like if this is, let's just say, a 10 out of 10 bust, this would be a 9 out of 10 bust. If you know what I mean. I mean, and for me personally, they're both 10 out of 10 busts. They both are absolutely phenomenal. but I think Infinity just edges out Queens just a little bit. Now, when it comes to the base, I like Queens more, but this one's more full, so it's bigger, you know. So, but I think that is just a better looking base. But yeah, there it is, Queen and Infinity Studios. Let me know what you guys think. Which one do you prefer? I think the general consensus is that Infinity is just generally the better bust. It's a little bit more realism. It's a little bit better skin tone and more body. It's bigger. Not way bigger, but it is bigger. It feels bigger. It's wider. It's taller. Not way taller, but it is taller. And one thing as well is her head is angled down, so that does contribute to her not being as tall as she should. I do wish they just angled her head up. I wish studios would stop doing this angled down look. I don't like that. I think bust should always either be looking forward or looking slightly up. It makes me feel like this bust is similar to the Ledger, where it needs to be displayed higher up. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on these busts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Which bust do you like? Now the question begs, do I keep both? So that is the question. I really do love both. And I think I would love to keep both, but space and money is an issue. I think I really need to think this over. Let me know what you guys think. Should I sell Queen or keep both? And if I do keep Queen, do I display it with the Wonder Woman movie, on horse? And if I did, I'd have to do it right there. And then if I did that, God, I feel like this whole display is just becoming bust in 1/3 at that point. I feel like I'd have to separate the league if I did that as well. So there's definitely some things to consider. I also technically could display Queens with J&D's Wonder Woman over there, but then that also presents the problem of J&D Harley and Mara. I wouldn't be able to do the whole, J&D line over there. It'd be a bust in 1/3 instead of 4 J&D girls in a row. So I really got to think it over. Most likely I'll be selling it, though, just because I need the money to fund other pre-orders, and I'm trying to have all my busts the same for DC. And I don't technically need 2 Wonder Woman busts. Anyways, folks, that is it for today's video. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.